Hello, viewers and listeners. So we are looking at what is happening in the nation of Kenya. As you can see right on the screen, that is the Bomas of Kenya, where the election results are supposed to be announced from. And the temperatures are so high at this moment because of the delay. These elections were supposed to be announced at 3 p.m. Kenyan time, and in Zimbabwe it was supposed to be 2 p.m. And if we are to look at this moment, you can actually see that we have gone past by an hour and 46 minutes. And the question is, why is this? Why is there a delay on the announcement of the results? However, the situation on the ground is that there are a lot of people actually arriving. The other delegates, if we are to look from the party of William Ruto, they arrived. The family of William Ruto is there. The mother is there. The wife is there. The son is also there. Is also arrived at the Bomas of Kenya. If we are to look at the side of Raila Odinga, there are no people from Raila Odinga's side. Raila Odinga himself, we have not seen him publicly on Bomas of Kenya. He is not yet there. And if we are to look to his family, there is nobody arrived yet at the Bomas of Kenya. So on the side of William Ruto, it seems as if they are ready for celebration. It seems as if the family is prepared, they are aware of what is really happening, and they are prepared, and they are there, actually. They are presently there. And the cause of concern right now is the actual delay of the announcement of the results. So that is the major question. Where is the chairman of the IEBC? Is nowhere to be found at this moment. If you look at the screen there, the people have seated for a very long time. They've been there for a very long time now. Since 3 p.m., everybody was ready to hear the announcements. And we continue to see choir singing and entertaining people just because the chairperson is not there. So that is what is very important to actually note. So we are speculating at this moment, looking at what is happening from the Ruto side and from Raila Odinga's side. You can actually see that there is something sinister going on. It seems as if Baba has lost the election and is not so happy, because if he had won the election, the question is, where is he? The reason why we are asking those questions is because the IEBC, when they declare you a winner, they hand over the certificate to you. So that process, it seems as if Raila Odinga is not ready for that process. He is not there for that process. And the person who is there is William Ruto at this moment, which is likely that Ruto has won these elections. And we are going to see what is going to happen, because there are effects. If Raila Odinga loses these elections and is not available, what is going to happen is that the people who support him are going to take this issue differently. This is a different message to his supporters, and it's likely that the aftermath might have a lot of violence happening. So Kenyan elections are being watched world over, because they are sort of a template of what is going to happen in the African politics, what is supposed to be done by the electoral bodies when they announce the elections, when they talk about the elections. What are they expected to actually say? So these are the issues being looked at. So if you look to Zambia, we have seen Zambia officials actually saying that it's likely that William Ruto has won, but the problem is that the coalition between Raila Odinga and the Kenyan president Uhuru Kenyatta might have costed him so much, because the people were no longer trusting the government, which was there, the previous government. because when they were there, they failed to fulfill more than 50% of their election manifesto. So these are the problems, these are the issues. So we are trying to see what is happening at the Bomas of Kenya right now, and probably checking what is happening and what other people believe is happening. We've seen a lot of supporters of William Ruto declaring that he is the winner, he has won the elections, and is the final person to be declared president of the Republic of Kenya. So we continue to wait and see what is going to happen next. Okay, so this is it, Team Zimbabwe. What other people are saying is that William Ruto is expected to win by around 51%. That is the actual guess which is there, and it is believed that Raila Odinga lost with around 48% or so. These are speculations which are there, and the only people who can confirm that are the people from the IEBC, and Chebukati, who is the chairperson of the IEBC, is nowhere to be found and has not arrived. So two candidates are there, the professor and William Ruto. They're in attendance, and the other two candidates, we have not seen them so far. We have not seen them together with their teams, and this is what is really, really, really happening. So I don't know what you really think, but these are my views, these are my suggestions, and let us continue to wait for what is going to happen. So as we wait, we are going to continue to give you a live feed from what is happening at the Bomas of Kenya. So when finally we get the announcement, we will switch to the other link so that we'll be able to stream what is really happening. Stay tuned.
Commissioners, a lot of activity there, and then this statement by the chief agent of Raila Odinga, giving us a bit of an idea of where the dispute may be, and that is what may have caused this particular delay. Thanks for staying with us wherever you're joining us from in Kenya and around the world. Let me also introduce our guests. Continue to remain with us, an advocate of the High Court. Thanks for your patience today and just for bearing with this. We want to pick your mind a little bit. Also joined by Titus Mahanu, an advocate of the High Court. And Titus, I can start immediately with you. You listened to that press briefing. What do you make of it?
Of course, under the Constitution, any candidate that has participated in an election has a right to either accept the results, has a right to reject the results based on how they view and based on the grounds that they feel ought to be put out in public there.
Okay. What do you think Saitaba was not saying?
As to try and read into his intention,
yes,
it's difficult, but what I can say is I foresee a situation where this election is going to be challenged.
You foresee that, and we have some of the timelines, and we'll be showing our viewers a bit later on what that looks like. But my goodness, this is quite a
definitely, if the elections are going to be challenged, we are looking at a scenario where the petition challenging the declaration has to be filed within 7 days, and 14 days after filing of that petition, the Supreme Court needs to determine it. Now, the question will be, or it will depend as to how the verdict will come. If the Supreme Court will be able to overturn the declaration, then we are staring at another 60 days within which another fresh election needs to be held.
And of course,
looking at probably towards the end of October before we can conclude this exercise of elections.
Nadhani ukiangalia jinsi hali ilivyo pale, baadhi ya viongozi kutoka pande zote mbili walikuwa wametulia awali. Sasa hivi unaona ni kama wengine wanatoka, wengine wanarudi, wengine wanapigana pambaja. Je, inakupa matumaini kwamba kutakuwa na tangazo leo la rais aliyechaguliwa?
Nadhani
manake mwenyekiti tunasema ndio tuseme mwenye shughuli ya leo Mheshimiwa Wafula Chebukati alikuwa amewatangazia Wakenya na naweza kusema ulimwengu mzima, manake macho yanaangazia Kenya leo, kwamba atatoa taarifa ama matangazo yake rasmi kuhusu ni nani ameibuka mshindi wa uchaguzi wa urais wa mwaka huu hivi leo, na hata alikuwa ametaja kwamba shughuli itaanza saa 9 mchana. Kwa hivyo nadhani ataendelea na shughuli na atatoa matangazo yake. Tumesikia pia kutoka upande wa gombea wa Azimio Kenya One wakisema kwamba hawajaridhika na mchakato haswa kuhakikisha matokeo kufikia sasa, lakini hakutoa taarifa za ziada. Pengine kwa upande wao manake wanajua siku za
I can interrupt to just let our viewers know there seem to be some leaders exiting the Bomas of Kenya. I've seen outgoing Governor Mwangi wa Iria is leaving. Outgoing Governor James Ongwae should be of Kisii also leaving. A sign, and of course they are Azimio leaning. We don't know where they're headed to, possibly to converge that KICC at the Azimio Command Center, or maybe even to meet with presidential candidate Raila Odinga, but that is their motorcade, and they have left the Bomas of Kenya. And this is the kind of activity we may see in line with that statement by Saitaba Ole Kanchori that they haven't verified the results. They are not clearly satisfied if Chebukati was to read or make an announcement right now. And so this is very telling. We can continue.
Wanasema kwamba siku za makataa za kikatiba ni hivyo. Hatujui kama upande wa mgombea aliyekuwa waziri mkuu Raila Odinga wanataka kuiomba tume iwape fursa ya wao wenyewe kuhakikisha kwamba wanakubaliana na matokeo ambayo yatatangazwa leo, lakini hiyo inaashiria kwamba pengine wanajua matokeo, kwa sababu huwezi kukikataa ambacho hujakiona ama hujakisikia. Lakini kama ulivyouliza, nadhani shughuli itaendelea, manake hapo awali tulipokuwa tunachanganua na wenzangu tulikumbuka kwamba katika chaguzi za hapo awali za mwaka 2013 2017 Raila Odinga hakuwepo wakati mara ya kwanza mwenyekiti Isaka San na mwaka 2017 Wafula Chebukati alikuwa anatangaza matokeo. Kwa hivyo nadhani hilo la kwamba au hawajaridhika na ambacho kama nilivyosema pengine washajua ni nini kitakachotangazwa, kama hawatakuwa Waiga amesema kwamba tumeona wengine wakiondoka, lakini nadhani shughuli itaendelea. Wafula Chebukati atafanya matangazo yake, na kwa sababu huu sio mwisho wa mchakato, manake matangazo ya Wafula Chebukati sio hapa, mfumo wetu sio kama nchi jirani Tanzania ambapo hakuna fursa ama nafasi ya kupinga matokeo katika mahakama ama katika taasisi nyingineyo. Hapa kuna hiyo fursa, na kama hawajakubaliana nayo basi wana yeyote, manake hata sasa hatujajua matokeo.
Lakini pia Chebukati alisema kwamba atahakikisha kwamba hili tangazo halitafanywa usiku.
Naam.
Kuna uwezekano kwamba si kama Titus anaweza jibu hilo, kuna uwezekano wa tangazo hili kutolewa kesho?
No, tutajaribu kujibu kwa Kiswahili. Kulingana na sheria, kuna sheria ambayo inaitwa Interpretation General Provisions and Interpretation Act Cap 2 ya Kenya, ambayo inapatia mwongozo kamili wa kuchanganua mambo ya muda, kwa sababu kikatiba Chebukati amepewa siku 7. Lakini ukiangalia katika ile sheria, siku 7 katika kisheria inamaanisha siku kama 8-9 hivi. Manake siku ambaye jambo lafaa kufanyika huwa haihesabiwi. Kwa hivyo bado ana muda, na hata ikiwa labda kungekuwa na kazi imemzidia hivyo,
kana kwamba hawajamaliza mambo ya verifiability, angeweza kuenda kotini na kuuliza muda zaidi. Manake katiba haijatoa mwongozo kamili kwamba siku 7 zinapoisha basi hiyo shughuli inakuwa imeishia. Hapana, imesema tu ana uwezo wa kutoa uamuzi wake chini ya muda wa siku 7. Lakini kwa sababu tuko na Supreme Court hapa Kenya, ikiwa huo muda umemwishia, anaweza enda kotini akauliza muda zaidi.
Bobby, let me bring you in here because there's a lot of speculation, especially on social media, as to what appears on that Form 34C and whose signatures should be appended on it. I've been seeing talk of some chief agents to sign that form. Are they needed for that declaration to be made?
Well, at the end of the day, and we've seen even forms that stem from the polling station, which some do not have signatures from the agents, and so that detail is recorded, and the signatures from the agents indicate a consensus, an agreement with what is indicated in those forms. So at the end of the day, the forms were still transmitted. The returning officers still did bring them to the National Tallying Office. So it is not the signatures of the agents that particularly legitimize the legality of the form itself, because it's a form that is of the honors of the chairperson of the IBC as the National Returning Officer. So the signatures from the agents, at the end of the day, do infuse a level of credibility and agreement as to what they indicate, but it does not stop the National Returning Officer from declaring the elections because one side has refused to sign or has indicated reservations with what is in the form. So at the end of the day, if the chairperson decides to make the formal declaration, he will go ahead and do it and indicate that there were reservations from whatever side it was and the particular aspects of the reservations. And then those issues will be dealt with in the next step, and especially so if the side which is opposed to the declaration and the content of the form does choose to use the next step, and that is to petition at the Supreme Court.
And basically, just to probably an addition, the moment you see a candidate to an election or their representatives objecting, disputing, or refusing to sign Form 34C, just like at the polling stations, you are you ought to know that you are staring at an election petition.
Na Titus, kidogo tusikize kile ambacho kinaendelea, maana inaonekana kwamba kuna nyimbo sijui za sifa ama ni nini. Sijui kile ambacho kinaendelea Bomas.